Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cogs of Community, Rotary Halifax Harbour. This is our inside look at the projects and people making a difference in our community. My name is Thomas Paul, and today we're chatting with Dav Kowlessar, who is our president for the 2024-25 Rotary year. Now, everybody who knows Dave knows he has a lot to say about Rotary, and so we have lots to talk about. But obviously today we have a bit of a theme. We're talking about the 1 million club, and we're going to get into that in just 1 second. Now, before we get started, it's worth noting that if you're hearing us right now, there's a video portion part of this podcast. So you can find that on the Spotify app or our YouTube channel. And if you're watching us on the YouTube channel and you would rather listen to us on a podcast format, that's also available on all the major podcast apps. We're also on all the social medias such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. All you got to do is search Rotary Halifax Harbour, and we spell Harbour Harbour. So how's it going, Dave?
Pretty
Yeah,
good. Yes, treating with the weather.
yeah. So 1 month in. We are recording this on July 24th. 1 month in, and you kicked off the year with a pretty big bang, because with the word million, when you said million, were you meaning that we are going to become a 1 million club as in we're going to raise $1 million?
All right. So the whole idea with the 1 million came about from the theme of Rotary Magic. And this is, in fact, the last year that Rotary International is using a theme, right? But it also sort of came together because our club is actually the largest in terms of number of members in the district. And the thing is, we've got quite a diverse set of people with a diverse set of resources and skills. And over the years, we do a lot of work in the community, but we aren't always able to tap and keep the connect, or as you know, fully and strongly as we should. So that a lot of times people don't know what's behind it, and then it doesn't get enough time to multiply. So when looking at it, and with all these M's coming at me, it's like, okay, the M's are starting to, the M of magic, the M of a million, they just had sort of came together. So it's not only $1 million, it's 1 million in impact, it's in terms of output. And we believe that our strength lies in our experience and capability, such that when we network with others, we network with other community organizations and associations, we'd be able to get a lot more work done for our societies and our communities that we work with, not only locally, but internationally as well. So there's an old cliche that a rising tide or the rising ocean raises all of the boats. So we're not just focusing on one boat, we're working with the entire tide.
That makes total sense. So you're really thinking about impact, but I think it's sometimes easy to measure dollars and cents or volunteer hours. So
Sure.
what's your goal? How are we going to measure that $1 million impact or a million impact?
I have a consultancy firm that was founded in Trinidad and Tobago, where I'm from, the Caribbean, about 28 years ago, around the same time that I joined Rotary. The thing is, chargeable hours is not something new to me. So the concept of chargeable hours at a rate is also part of working that out. So RibFest, I mean, we know that RibFest is put on by the Rotary Club of Halifax Harbour. But the point about that is it's not only the amount of gross revenue that we bring in, but even within that, we make a lot of donations to groups who work within the RibFest itself. The volunteer hours from our club members, actually, we recently tallied it up. It was more than 500 hours. And that does not even include the amount of planning that went into it as well. This was in terms of execution. So the million starts to add up. We've already laid the foundation for what we do with that. Just as an example, we were giving 20 hampers at Christmas time to one community within our reach. We doubled that by the next year within a couple of months to now give another community close by. So what do we want to do at this point in time is look at how we can use the same model to increase that to maybe say 100 hampers for Christmas. Another one that will contribute to the million, a global grant that will help one of the communities in one of the countries in Africa, Ghana in particular, to deal with some of their a challenge that they're having with their water supply and the sanitation side of it. So we will be looking at engaging with a global funding program that allows us to be able to deliver against this project during the year. When we went a couple of months ago, we went to plant some seedlings in a community, and we were assisted with an agency. But it was actually caught on the news channel because when we started out and they told us, well, we're going to plant 1,000 seedlings, it sounded like a lot. But more and more Rotarians came out, and we were able to engage with our Rotarians and other partners and other people. And within 2 to 2.5 hours, we did all of it. And in fact, we're already wound up. So we were looking for more areas to do. So why not, if we did that 2 or 3 times over the spring, or the fall, or whenever the planting season is, then, hey, you know what? We started to expand the scope of what we do. There are lots of people who want to give something. And what we are providing is the opportunity to do that. So not only with that, with a number of the projects that we are currently engaged and some new ones. It's not enough to just say this is what we want to do. And this is, we start planning for it. Yes, you have to plan a lot for it. But what we want to do is start bringing the harvest in to bring the impact some more.
Right.
So that's where the million, the million is an expression of making room. In marketing, it's the marketing side of selling, right? The selling is the closing side of the project, or whichever area that we engage in.
So, and I think from my perspective, I see it from 2 sides. And I see it for one is grossing up. We really should be focusing everything we do about how obviously we want to be impactful, but how do we make it more impactful? And then kind of the technical side of it, which is a bit of an interest to me, is like we have to be consciously measuring that and understanding that dollars and cents are easy to measure, but we need to be part of all the projects we do, all the things we need to be measuring our impact. And it's not as simple as saying we gave $1,000 to X, Y, or Z. It's about those volunteer hours. It's the connections that we make, and then that kind of experience and that impact that ripples out through the different communities that we serve.
That's why when we raise these funds from the community, it is not about enhancing our lives directly or materialistically. It's enhancing our lives as members by the work we do in the community, which is when we did a survey amongst the members, one of the major reasons, number one, was to do service work, to give back to the community. So we are enriching our members' lives by doing that. There is no price tag on that. There is nothing that we can put on that. This is our members giving of their talent, their time and talent to recognize this, to be able to materialize this.
Right. And so when you launched this, you mentioned at the beginning here that this is part of the magic of Rotary. Our district governor, who's also a member of our club, there's a tie-in as well, because she has empowered, or she is asking every club in the district to come up with one significant magical project. And that's this one, right?
So what she's asking is, well, okay, what is the magical project? Well, it's, first of all, the magic that we're bringing to this is by creating a club of action, of delivery, of impact, by reaching a number of people. So we had coined the term IRE, I-R, small I, and then E, because it was to engage our members and community partners. It was to reach the broader side of our community and the impact must be such that it was felt, and that we will be now more attractive, and we would have adapted our club to be more welcoming. Well, we're already very much DEI, and be able to be so irresistible that it will continue spinning and turning, so that when we have to actually be measured for the district, we will have more than one project to be able to put into that pool. But it is not just about winning it. It's just about going after something and having some targets to deliver against that. We know that we would have delivered much more than just one, because we want to raise the tide.
Right. And so, I mean, that kind of leads into another thing is the 1 million club. Like, would you describe that as this concept as an easy, medium, or hard, like in the big scheme of things?
Honestly, do not believe it's hard, but it could be described as hard. In this context, hard means challenging. And here's what: I love the challenge, and I think a number of our members would love the challenge. It is growing. I'm getting the feedback that this is possible. Um, Whatever we're doing is describing and giving effect on new normal. So what we're saying is that, hey, you know what? We can deliver given our scope and capability, right? And every little bit that one person does or two people do is contributing to that impact. Because out of a club, currently we have 68 individual members. We intend to go up a couple more in terms of corporate members. So the invitation is out there for corporate members in our community to come join with us and help us grow and raise this tide to do some more.
And I think that's a good little segue there. I know that there's tons of things we can talk about, but corporate membership, not new to Rotary, but new-ish to us. But could you kind of touch on, why a corporate member is good for some Rotary clubs like ours?
Yes. Okay. So good question once again. So one of the things is that we're at the heart of the HRM, area. So it's just a natural alignment with the corporate members, with having corporate members. The value to the corporate member is that they are able to display, hey, you know what? We are a member of Rotary International. We are a member of Rotary Club of Halifax Harbour. But what that also allows is that the corporate member, whilst they'll have a member registered with Rotary, they can also include up to in the first tier up to 3 other representatives for the company. So what does that automatically mean? That automatically means that our club now has access to, so if we have 10 corporate members, that's 30 more people that we can add and work with. So that's how the impact builds. So what we're doing is building the network of Rotary through both our community partners and our own members, and keep on building it. So it's not just that, each of us has everything to do, but collectively, we'll be able to connect and get a lot more things done. So the corporate membership works for both sides. It is a chance for the corporate member to also give back to the community through projects and areas of community help and support and development that actually raises, again, the tide of our community and its well-being.
Yeah, that's great. I think the two kind of work, that the conversation about our impact, the value of corporate membership to both businesses, but also to us, the community and the Rotary in general. Now, I know we're limited in time, and I know, there's a lot of stuff happening. So I would encourage members and the general public to follow us on social media, keep an eye on your emails for updates. But I mean, this is just a tidbit here. Now, you said you're going to the President's Council after this. Now, just not everybody knows what that is. You mind just telling us what the President's Council is?
All right. So the Rotary Club of Halifax Harbour is part of what is called a district, and in particular, this is District 7815. And once a month, the presidents of all of the clubs will be getting together to share ideas, to share connects, to interconnect with each other. and also to be able to get more information from the district or even RI International with regard to how we can, be more value to the community. We're looking forward to really some good magic this year.
Being part of the social media team led by Hank, I was going to say, share your content, and telling our story is not about boasting to the community about what we're doing. Telling our story is about increasing our impact, because the more we tell our story, the better we tell our story, the better people will know what we do and be interested in being part of what we do, and also direct resources to us. Or if someone is looking for a resource, they can say, hey, have you heard of the Rotary Club of Halifax Harbour? They're great. And also, we want to be, there's many clubs in our district. Our intention is not to be the biggest and the best. That's not our intention. Our intention is to share and learn from what other clubs do, because there are a lot of smaller clubs in our district that do outstanding things and that we can learn a lot from. So telling our story and sharing with other clubs is such an important part of that process.
So I want to actually embellish what you're saying there, Tom, is to like, to share, and to click on what we're doing, if you can. So just act on it. That's the last one. The click is an action. Like it. Don't just like it and leave it. Like it. Share it. Right? Let it build, because that's a positive vibe. And there's something called the power of attraction. That's what we want to build. We are irresistible if we make it that way, and if we speak to it, and if we live it, and we embody it through the 4-way test.
Listen, Dave, I know you're short on time here, so I won't hold you up any much longer. So thank you so much for being the first of many updates throughout the year about the 1 Million Club and all the other things happening in our club. And to everyone who's listening or watching us on YouTube, thanks for listening to Cogs of Community, Rotary Halifax Harbour. And if you're inspired to get involved, our club is always looking for new people of action. You can find us by searching Rotary Halifax Harbour. And if you're not in the Halifax area, like Dave said, there's tons of clubs in our district. You can go to rotary.org and click the club finder link, and you'll find a Rotary club near you, or Rotaract, I should say, Rotary or Rotaract club. And we'll be back soon with more stories about the people and projects that are making a difference in our community. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. Ciao.